welcome back to the channel. You're watching Life with RAB. I do have another budget video for y'all today. We do need to do a recap of weeks 1 and 2 for January. Sorry, I keep saying December. I did not film the electronic bills budgeting for my January look ahead, but I will be doing electronic bills today. But mainly there were a couple more things that I wanted to show y'all in the budget planner, the new guide that I got here that I did not address in the first video. And so we do have electronic bills to budget, our look ahead to plan, and then just a couple things I wanted to show y'all. And I've also been filling this out. And then I also have a couple new little supplies per se that I got to just kind of help liven the budget planner up a little bit when the stickers that come with it run out. So I just got a couple things off of Amazon. It's already accounted for and the money's already back in the bank for it because it wasn't a cash spend. But yeah, so let's go ahead and dive on in to the budget planner. And again, this was linked in my initial video, but I can go ahead and link it again if anyone's interested, as well as these reusable pens, which I like. So let's just go ahead and start with where we were in the beginning so I can just show y'all. Nothing changed with my goals, my mind map, strategy, tactics. Nothing really changed on the bill tracker. The only thing is that I can go ahead and check off a few things, as today is January 11th. It is Sunday, so I can check off that that is paid. Amazon Affirm is paid. Home Depot came out yesterday. Gas bill, ComEd, gym, and everything else is coming out tomorrow. So this is where we're at so far for the month of January. I like this checklist a lot more. Everything's just in one place and all I have to do is keep coming back to check this off. So that's one thing in my old notebook that I had to keep writing in every month. It's just here for the whole year. So that's great. So that's it for the bill tracker. Savings tracker. So I did go ahead and input a few things here. I put my Pearl, which is my car, PP for principal payment, because this year I do want to make an additional car note payment. Somehow, some way I want to make one extra payment for my car note this year. And then what I did was the ones here that are listed that have an amount and a date on here, because I did go ahead and deposit this money into the bank last week. I did take money out of my low priority and high priority savings binders, and I put those savings into a high yield savings account. I don't expect there to be a ton of interest gained this year, and the amount in there to just, skyrocket from just a year of sitting in there. But I am curious to see, how much it builds sitting there compared to just sitting as cash in my savings envelopes. So I did just go ahead and take out a few of those things. So I took out money for the Sister Locks training, wedding, and Christmas. I took the money out of that, as well as out of the savings card for dental procedures, and then my emergency fund, because my emergency fund, $1,000 emergency fund, is something that I'm trying to build sooner rather than later. I'm somewhat trying to do the 7 baby steps of Dave Ramsey somewhat. I'm not going to be able to do all of that this year. That's just not going to be possible, but I'm somewhat incorporating some of those things while also, taking care of other expenses. So those amounts are in the bank and sitting in my Ally. So I should insert a screenshot of how that looks in those savings buckets, and that's just what it looks like on the Ally app. So that is savings. And then for debts, I decided to go ahead and do my Walmart credit card, my USAA credit card, my Affirm accounts, and all of my student loans. Student loans, as well as my overall car payment in remaining balance. So student loans is not something that I really address like my starting balance of those things. I never really considered it as part of my overall balance, just like I don't really consider my home loan as part of my overall debt balance. Like those are just two major debts that I have, along with my car. My car payment, I mean, my remaining balance on my car is higher than any of my student loans. Almost it's about the same as all of my student loans combined. So this is something that I put on here because I just want to keep track of this and kind of just know like where I'm really at with this, and getting that extra payment in and seeing how that looks too would be great. But there are also two student loans that don't have a minimum payment. I realize that I have not been making payments on this because there's technically not a payment due. But when I do start having that extra money from the small debts that I take care of, I think I do want to start putting some money towards these, because these are pretty high interest rates, 6.6% each, compared to the smaller student loans that I'm paying off, which are in the fours, the threes and fours. So just wanted to recap that I did write all of my balances and my APRs next to them. And currently my highest APR, if I were to do what is called the avalanche method, is when you attack heavily paying off whatever debt you owe that has the highest APR. That would technically be my Affirm Home Depot debt that I need to start paying. So I have a balance of $2,461 left for those appliances. And so the minimum payment is $176. Now, if you remember from my last video, one of my smaller Affirm payments, the Airbnb payment, the last one, is actually due this month. So I will have an additional $73 that I was using to pay that I can roll into paying for this. And then this Amazon Affirm account only has, I think, like 2 or 3 remaining payments left. So again, that's another $23 that can roll into being like additional money paid towards this, to hopefully get this down sooner than later, while also maintaining all of the other minimum payments that I have due each month. So that's the avalanche method. If you haven't heard of that, snowball is when you just pay off the smallest one, the smallest overall balance first. And technically my smallest overall debt is the Affirm, just because I only have 2 payments left and the balance is, or 3, I guess it's 3. Wait a minute. Minimum payment is $23, but then that's 92. 30, 60, 99. I mean 20, 40, 69. So do I have 3 payments, 4 payments? I don't know, but this is the lowest overall balance. That's where I'm at. So this would technically be the snowball method if I were to just pay this $92 off completely and don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to keep paying the $23 for now until it's paid off, and then I'll roll that $23 or whatever is paid off into the Affirm Home Depot. I hope that makes sense and I didn't further confuse things. But also my second highest APR is, apart from the Affirm here, but that's such a small balance, I'm not really too worried about it. But my USAA credit card is also a pretty high balance and high APR. But also I will be returning a laptop that I purchased last year. And so this will decrease my overall starting balance, or this will decrease my overall balance for my Walmart credit card once that refund processes too. I think that will put me at, let's see here, 1329 minus the laptop was about like 415, I want to say. So that'll put the balance at 914, which is a lot more reasonable to start trying to pay a little bit more, since my minimum payment's $38, to pay a little bit more to pay that down. So long story short, I think I'm going to be trying the avalanche method versus the snowball method. Technically, they're going to be happening at the same time because they're coming up on the end of their payment cycles for some of these. But moving on, these are the debts. So this is my month at a glance. It's a lot on here, lots of goals, lots of notes and things, lots of planned expenses coming up. I have a couple of appointments in here. I have some regular, just personal schedule stuff, just like hanging out with my friend. So, one of the big things, just quickly at a glance, is that I wanted to be intentional with having no spend days. So, one of my goals over here was to have at least 10 no spend days this month. I really just wasn't sure how my spending was going to look this month, as it's a complete reset and I'm just trying to do things differently. So I wasn't really sure if 15 was going to be realistic, but I technically am already at 7 no spend days as of today. Today I did spend money and I got breakfast after I went to yoga today. I would say that I am kind of surprising myself that I've already got 7 days in, less than 2 weeks into the month. So I think next month I'm going to try to up my no spend days to 15 days. And I know that's kind of a lot because it's February, but all the more reason to be a lot more intentional with how I spend and what I am putting my money towards. So no spend days is one of my goals. Another goal that I had was to deposit money to my savings account for my sinking funds, which I did, and y'all saw the screenshot for Ally. I do need to reach out to my tax guy so that we can start kind of compiling where I'm at. I'm really curious to see if I'm going to owe taxes or not, being that I started a new job and they were supposed to have been better at withholding. I'm curious to see basically if I owe taxes or not, or if I'll be getting a refund, because I think I only have like, let me see if I have it in here. I think I only have like $8 in my freaking taxes envelope. Oh, 22. I have $22 in my taxes envelope. So if it turns out that I owe, this $22 will be going towards that. So we'll see how it works out. Another goal is to return the items that I process returns for to get my money back. So the laptop, and then there was some 360 like AI camera thing that I will be returning as well. And I think that's going to get me like $20 or something like that back, 15 or $20 back. And then there's just kind of a goal of mine to do a budget video weekly and a non-budget video weekly. And then I saw on another channel, I can't remember the name of the channel. I think it was the Aesthetic Dollar. I was watching her videos. I really love her budgeting videos, by the way. If you haven't checked out Aesthetic Dollar's channel, she has something called a cash planning notebook, or a cash planning like booklet or something like that. And it looks like it's something she probably sells on her website, but I figured it's probably something that I could create to start just kind of better being able to plan out like where my money's going to go for the month, like how I'm going to divide things up for my cash spending and stuff like that. So that's one of my goals. And then I just have in the notes like things that I do need to buy as well. My fridge needs new water filter and air filter, so that's going to come out of my household budget. Unfortunately, I think I only gave myself $50 this month for my household budget, and I've already spent $8 for garage door lubricant. So I don't think I'm going to have enough money to be able to get both of these things. But I think what's more important is the water filter, because I do drink water from my fridge every day. Military related things I completed. And then one new thing that I did this month was I signed up accidentally on purpose. I signed up for a new credit card, y'all. Listen, I started an application and I chose a credit card that was going to be much more lenient with APRs and percentage rates and basically rewarding on-time payments, right? I signed up for this credit card and, put in my income and, said that I want to do a balance transfer. And I actually want to do a balance transfer from wow, the fact that I got this exact page, from my USAA account to this new credit card. So I wanted to do a balance transfer because they have 0% APR for 18 months. And that's like amazing. And on top of that, it's only a 3% balance transfer fee. So I wanted to sign up for this credit card, do a balance transfer, and get the benefits of the low APR. And then after that introductory period of the 18 months, it's going to go up to whatever they decide. But then every year after that, you are eligible for a 2% APR reduction. Like your APR can go down 2% each year that you have a history of on-time payments and maintaining your balance and paying. Like that sounds like gold to me personally, because these APRs are truly like what's getting me on the month to month. It's like I pay things down, but then look how much is still charged each month per interest on purchases. So um basically what happened was I signed up for the card, right? And then when it got to the page of, okay, this is going to be your credit limit and this is going to be your APR, I was like, I don't agree with this. That's a very low credit limit compared to the card that I'm transferring the balance from. And then on top of that, the APR was not the 0% APR that they promised for the introductory period. The APR was like 18 or 28%, something like that. I can't remember what it said. And I was so frustrated and annoyed because I was like, this is not what the, what do you call it? The offer um, suggested that I was going to be getting. So I was so annoyed and I was so frustrated. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this has done a whole inquiry on my report and all of this stuff, all of it for all of this to happen just for it not to give me what it offered for new customers to the card. And so I was really bummed for like 12 hours thinking about, why did this happen? I messed up. What am I going to do with $1,000 credit limit? What am I going to do with still having to deal with 28% APR or 18%, whatever it said? And I was so annoyed, right? And then the next day, I saw all of, the emails about my credit inquiries and all of the things happening. And then from an email from the credit card company saying that basically my APR is going to be 0% and my credit limit's going to be reevaluated by the time the card gets sent out. So all is not lost, basically. And I just was a little bit too dramatic from the jump. So we'll see by the time the card gets here if they change my credit limit or not, and how much they're going to be able to do, how much they're going to be able to take for the balance transfer, because that would be huge for me, truly, to just be able to take that balance and not have any interest on it and just be able to pay it down. Well, like I said, today is the 11th, so we are technically in week 3 of January. So before I get into budgeting electronic bills, I wanted to show y'all the last little sections of the budget binder that I didn't show y'all the first time. So as I meant, actually there's a couple more things I need to show y'all. So sorry, I'm trying to jump around way too much. So I'm also trying to apply everything here. I haven't decided if I'm gonna record those savings because technically they were already in my savings, just cash version. So it's not like new savings, quote unquote, for me to have for January. So I'm not gonna say that I saved that amount because that's already what I had coming from December to January, if that makes sense. So I also continue to track my food budget here. I just went ahead and lumped all of my some of my debt payments together, like my Affirm card. So this includes Amazon, Airbnb, and Home Depot. And then these are all of my credit card minimum payments added up together. And my health insurance did go up $4. I think I shared that in the last video. That I'm just tracking whenever I do spend money for these utilities and things, or anything that's basically related to the house that's not the mortgage. it's pretty much going to go here. So I still have to put on here the water bill and the home warranty on here whenever that comes up. Personal, I've only had We Salute and iCloud Plus come out, besides entertainment. I did buy book 6 of Harry Potter on Audible. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I literally just finished it earlier today. I don't know how long I can wait until I get my next credit for next month to get Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Like, I am enjoying Harry Potter on Audible, Jim Dale's versions, so much. Like, I cannot wait till I get book 7, you guys, and I can just play through the whole series at once. It's going to be amazing, because I do always re-listen to the book after I listen to it once, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I will have to go through and do my re-listen of the Half-Blood Prince before I go on to the Deathly Hallows. But highly recommend, if you just aren't someone who is easily captured, like books don't easily capture your attention, I highly recommend getting an audiobook or listening to audiobooks for your drive to work, to the grocery store, running errands, cleaning around the house. I typically listen while I'm doing like my night hygiene and showering and getting ready for bed and stuff. So I just highly recommend just a little something to just keep your imaginative juices flowing, just something that you enjoy, whether it's fantasy or a different genre. So far, I've only gotten gas once this month, and I spent $20. I think my tank is coming up on a quarter tank, if not a little bit lower, so I probably will be refilling early this week. I did a little shopping at Target, and then these are the budget supplies that I got, so we'll do a quick little intro of those. So this is what I got from Amazon. I got this stamp. I basically got this stamp because I didn't find that there were enough stickers that came with this. There weren't enough stickers that came with this budget planner. And actually, I'll just show y'all really quick. But these are like all the little stickers that come with it. So there's a few here that say payday, like quite a few, but not enough for the whole year, because I'll have 26 checks by the end of the year. And so I really don't know why they don't act like a lot of people get paid bi-weekly, and they just did not give enough ones that said payday. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 payday stickers. What sense numerically that makes, I don't know. So I went and got a stamp, which was honestly cheaper than a lot of the sticker sets that I was looking at on Amazon, because I only wanted it to say payday. So this literally ended up being cheaper than the sticker sets that I would have to buy just to get stickers that say payday. So I just went ahead and got this. So so when I get paid, I'll use these stickers up first to keep it cutesy, and then after that I will use the payday one. And let me just do a quick sample, make sure it's unlocked. So this is just what it looks like. It just says payday, and I thought it was just cute and small, and it'll fit in here cute. So that's all I got, is payday with a couple dollar signs on the side of it. This was really easy to put together. This is a Trodat Printy 4912 typo stamp. And I like it. It was not complicated to set up, but I thought it was cute. It's pink. So that's just one little treat that I gave myself. And so these are the stickers that come with the book, the budget planner. And I have been using a lot of the no spend ones and putting in the holidays. But yeah, I do want to put stickers in here, make it cute. Like, I think that's the big thing that I look forward to, is if something doesn't automatically, get my attention and, wants me to be consistent, I have to make it cute and visually stimulating, so that I'm more drawn to consistently focus and do stuff. You should see my setup at work. I made it comfortable, it's cute, it's pink. That's how my brain works. If it looks pretty, I want to interact with it. So these are the stickers, like I said, that comes with it. But I did also find a couple of cheap stickers on Amazon that were by Samantha Rose. And so when those few no spend stickers run out, I'm going to be using these as my no spend replacements. I thought there were going to be more stickers in this, but this is like eight. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is what, 92? 92 times 2, 184 stickers. 184 stickers, and I figured that's quite a lot of no spend days out of 365 days. So I think this should be enough to get me through the rest of the year. I mean, if I need to order more, that would actually be a great thing, but I didn't know that I was going to be like a sticker rewards person as a 30-year-old, but hey, I found what I think will work for me, and I'm not ashamed of it. But yeah, I think this will actually, excuse my pun, but I think this will help me help things stick. So those were a couple little new things that I got, new little treats, and that cost $28. So like I said, I took that $28 cash from my shopping envelope and I returned that money to the bank. So that's where we're at for monthly overview. This is where I'm at for monthly expenses. So I will be going back to this page to figure out how much I spent each week in January. So one thing that I did write on here was Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Just to have this in my mind, like I just want to make sure I'm going in a direction that makes sense and just trying to get ideas about what's going to be realistic and what's not. But I do think it will be realistic for me to figure out getting baby step 1 completed within the next couple of months. And I think they said that it should not take you more than like 90 days to, I can't remember what I read or saw, but I think it should not take more than 90 days or 3 months to be able to save $1,000 in an emergency fund. So I'm going to try to hit that goal before my birthday in April. So yes, so that's where we're at. That's the month of February, and I have a goal of 15 no spend days. That literally means I will have to be not spending more than I am spending for that month. And then the last thing I did not show you guys was at the end of the year for the budget planner, after you get to your last monthly budget overview in your ideas section, there is a section in here for Christmas spending and Christmas budgeting. And I just thought that that is so cool and so proactive because I really struggled with getting a lot of stuff last minute. I think this will be really nice to have a section that is just dedicated to things that I am spending for Christmas. So I just love that this is here, and I've already kind of gotten who I'm getting gifts for this year. I'm going to start trying to work on how I want to budget the rest of things too. So just, my loved ones and friends. So the other sections here is just the year-end budget summary and then your monthly expenses summary as well. So you just take all of your months, January through December, and you write and you take from all of those monthly overviews and you put all of that here in one spot to just see it all at the end. So this is going to be crazy to think that I'm going to be recording this page completely filled out at some point this year. Crazy. There's also a section here for a check register. I do not use checks, but it's there if you do. And then there is a hardy amount of note pages. So I just wanted to show that too because I completely forgot to show y'all. I was just so excited and, kind of rushed through it. So back to January's expenses. All we have left to do today is budget the month's electronic bills so far. So we will be budgeting week 1 and week 2, and then we will be budgeting our upcoming expected electronic bills for week 3, and then I will go ahead and start calculating and working on our weekly ins and outs for each week. So I'll recap week 1 and week 2 for my income and spending. So let's go ahead and budget these electronic bills and get that out of the way. Okay, so next we are going to be budgeting our electronic bills that have already passed for the month and for what is coming up for the month. So we'll go ahead and get started with week 1. So we had our mortgage come out, and that was $24.01. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I feel like I count so slowly, like I've never been good at counting money quickly. That's our mortgage, $24.01. Next, we have our student loans, which are $202, 100, 200, 1, 2. Next, we have health insurance, which is now $58. 50, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have our Wi-Fi, which is $90. That is not Wi-Fi, those are utilities. Hello. Wi-Fi. What did I say? 90. 50, 70, 90. Okay. Next, we have We Salute, which is $10. Should be my first guy. Then next we have iCloud and Amazon. I don't know if you can see. iCloud is subscription, and then Affirm Amazon 23. So let's go ahead and knock out subscription because I know it's in the way back. Subscription iCloud, $10. And then Amazon Affirm, $23. 1, 2, 3. And next we have ComEd, $107, along with our gas bill, which was $186. So we're gonna always separate. I never really combine amounts. I always count them separately to make sure I have denominations that make sense in my brain. So 105, 106, 107, and then the gas bill's 186, 100, 50, 70, 80, 5, 6. Next, we had Affirm Home Depot, and that's 176, 100, oops, whoa, 50, 75, and 6. I don't think I'm going to be doing all this back and forth next time. It's kind of a lot. And then next we have our week 3's anticipated bills. So this week I will have my gym membership, which is $28. And that should be in my gym and healthcare. Healthcare and gym, 28, 25, 6, 7, and 8. Is that 8? 2. I feel like I grabbed another dollar there. Okay, where am I at? Next, we have our phone bill, which is $53. 50, 1, 2, 3. Phone bill. I know you're blue. There you go. Then I have car notes and car insurance. $6.97. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 50, 70, 90, 5, 6, 7. And then insurance is $205, $100, $200, $5. And I don't know if I ever mentioned, but this is my home and car insurance bundle. And last but not least, we have Amazon Prime, $15, which is a subscription. Okay, so that is it for electronic bills. Oops. Alrighty. And so next I will go ahead and calculate where we were at for our weekly spend and our weekly income for the week. So we had our mortgage, $2,401 plus $202. And then I also went and bought those Amazon supplies, plus groceries, plus a small gift, plus garage door lubricant, plus health insurance and Wi-Fi. So for week 1, literally 3 days out of the first 3 days of the year, I spent $2,830. I had no income. Week 2, we had 10 plus $20 gas plus Audible. Deposit doesn't count, plus 10, plus 23, plus more groceries, plus utilities, and Affirm, minus 10. I spent $579 this week and had no income. So no money made yet this month, but we did spend a good amount in the first week and a good amount in the second week, but we will be getting paid this upcoming week. So I'm looking forward to payday for sure, because we have a few big bills coming in, and right now the funds in the accounts are quite low. So yeah, that's where we're at for the month of January. Last but not least, I do have some coins from past week of spending. I get seriously so excited each time that I put money in here, because this little vacation guy is going to be full before the year's up for sure. So that is it for January at this time. Y'all, we made it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. I truly do. Good luck with your budgeting for the month. If you haven't already started, it is not too late. I will say that basically, if you haven't started yet, just try to take some time and sit down and work out your numbers. My boyfriend and I just went over his numbers yesterday, actually, because he's been very busy at a training. And so we had to sit down and work out his numbers, and it took us like a good hour and some change to work out like where he's currently at with his debt, his income, and his monthly expenses. But once you do it and you're aware and you know your budget and you can set your limitations and what your goals are and how you're going to make more money, it is definitely going to be worth it to just be prepared. It's always worse to avoid or ignore situations. So just try to take some time, sit down with your budget, figure out what your plan is if you haven't already. And again, I wish you the best of luck. I will see y'all next time, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take care.